you are lost or feel lost, then explore. Because in the same way you feel like there is no set direction for you, you got nowhere to go. That just means you can go anywhere. Everything is within your reach. Everything is within your reach. Anything you want to do, you can do it. And then through that trial and error, through that sort of realization, it's like you start to see what works for you, what you like as you are. Because in the same way, you're like, I feel lost. You can do anything. The same way, it's like if you got nothing to lose, you got everything to gain. So understand that if you are lost, it is just in the moment. You can set new things for yourself. You can set new goals, reach new heights, because at the end of the day, it's like everything is on you. You can choose to stay in that unknowingness or do new things, figure out a path, and move forward. Because it's like when you don't know anything, it's like you want to know. You always want to know something. So it's like you kind of just have to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there in a way where it's like, life will put you through challenges. It'll push you through obstacles, and if you choose to overcome them, it's like you gain all the rewards. You gain all the rewards and everything that comes with it. And it's like you really have to accept, like, I may be lost now, but I don't intend to stay that way. It's a mindset you have to have, and it may be hard at first. It may be hard at first because it's like, again, I'm sorry about that if you heard that. It may be hard at first because it's like you have never bet on yourself. You have never bet on yourself. You have never trusted yourself to do it. So it's like, why start now? But at the same time, it's like, why don't I start now? Why don't I do this, do that, and achieve things that were once never imaginable by the old me? Because we are not our past. We aren't. We are not our past. We are not the choices we once made. Because every day is a new you. Every single moment is a new you. Especially when you live in the moment, reaching for a goal for the future. It's like, who can stop you? Who can really stop you once you are locked in this way where it's like laser focused, But to do that, it's like you're gonna have to separate, yourself from bad habits, bad experiences, bad people. Because if you tend to stay in those circumstances, it's like it's gonna be pulling you down. It's like a ankle weight, or like a burden in a way. So it's like when you decide, okay, or admit, okay, I might be lost, I don't know where I'm heading, which may be your first time just taking a step back and just asking, like, what am I doing? And in that awareness, it's like you can really just ask yourself, am I lost? Like, do I know where I'm heading? And if you know where you're heading, then continue to push forward. But if not, it's like take a step back, realize what is important to me, what do I want, what do I stand for? And it can be hard. It can be extremely hard, especially with the fact we have, like, I'd call it like an immunity to change. Because we all want to stay in some sort of comfort. That's how we are naturally. We want to be comfortable. So that's why a lot of us just stay on our phones, just stay playing video games, stay doing all these things that just kind of feel comfortable. But you have to change what you consider comfortable is. So the same way one person is uncomfortable with going to the gym, another person may be uncomfortable with going to the gym. Wait, I said the same exact thing. Hold on. Another person is uncomfortable missing a day of the gym. But that's really how it is. It's change what you're comfortable with. Because if you're comfortable with constant growth, constant pushing yourself to reach new things, it's like, when you realize you aren't moving forward, it's like, what am I doing? Like this feels weird. Like this is not it. So again, when you're lost, it's like you don't know what to do. You may be panicking. You're like, oh no, life is just gonna keep going. What am I doing? Like, where do I start? And it's like all these sorts of thoughts and things in your mind. It's like it will be holding you back, and it'll be making you have these thoughts that are fearful, having thoughts that are just purely negative. They're purely negative. And when you take those thoughts and realize, okay, I'm having these bad thoughts, I'm having these ideas that aren't benefiting me, because you can just look at them objectively, just see them for what they are. Just realize, like, is that where you want to be? Is that where you want to be? And know that, again, like, being lost in itself is like, it's weird. You're just kind of there. You're just kind of in a cycle of routine of just doing the bare minimum. And it's like you don't see much for yourself. You never see 10 steps ahead. You never see where you're going, where your life is taking you. You just take every action at that current moment and do it in a cycle. And days turn to weeks, turn to months, turn to years. And you look up and it's like time has just passed. Like you're like, how am I still here? I can't, this is not it no more. This is unbearable. It's unbearable to stay here. So in one sense, it's like, what may be holding you back from just exploring is, the fears and judgments of other people, as you may care what other people think. On some level, you may care. You may say, oh, I don't care, but maybe deep down inside, it's like you judge yourself too. You judge yourself for failing. You shouldn't do that. If anything, accept yourself for learning, love yourself for learning and making mistakes. And it's really just a journey that you have to kind of embark on. You just kind of go and, take everything that kind of comes with it as like everything will have its own challenges, its own things that come with it. So it's like, understand that as we keep going forward, as you see more videos like this, it's like, have you taken the time to ask yourself, where am I going? Me as an individual, as you are, like, and in a way, it's like, I want you to ask yourself, where am I going? And if you know where you're going, then by all means, keep going. I applaud you. I honestly applaud you. I applaud you. But if not, it's not to bash you. It's just to make you realize, like, hey, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Ask yourself questions, which will be hard. And you might ask, where do I start? Just sit in silence. Just sit in silence, and wherever your mind takes you, just go along with it. And now, along with that, it's like you may not have the time. Try and make time then. As getting in tune with yourself is one of the best things you can do. One of the best things you can do, where it's like you realize what is right and what is wrong to you, if you want to even put it like that, positive or negative, what is helpful or hurtful. And it could be people, experiences, trauma, all these sorts of things that may be holding us back. All this extra luggage we're carrying as we try and move into a new place of life. And it's like, you can't do that. Your bag is too full. The baggage is too full. You're not gonna fit through the door. So let go of some of the stuff that you hold on to, that you cling on to. Because in a new place of life, it's gonna expect different things from you. You can't carry the same old things in your life that you once did, because it's like, it's a whole new environment. You can't take that stuff. You can't take the negative experiences, the thoughts, perceptions of yourself, what people say about you. You can't take any of that. The regret, the shame, all that. You kind of have to let it go. Let it be a thing of the past and realize though I went through that and I learned a lot, I can't continue to hold on to it. I can't continue to hold on to it as I move into a new place of life, as more is coming out for me, as I'm discovering myself and just trying new things out. It's like I can't keep doing that. It's not beneficial in any way. So realize, if you're lost, explore. Quite simple as that. If you want to put it into a sort of metaphor, it's like, think of Columbus. He was just trying to find a new route to I believe it was India, but he stumbled across America and he was just exploring. Now I don't know if he specifically explored, because it's like, not the best at history, but the metaphor in itself is like, just observe what is within you. Observe, things about yourself, every single thing about yourself, the way you speak, the way you think, the sorts of thoughts you have. And when you have those thoughts, the feelings, all those things, it's like, and you can change the ones you don't like. For example, the negative thoughts, it's like when you notice a negative thought just coming in, it's like, hey, cut that out, we're not doing that. And realize it's like, in this experience, of exploring, because that's literally what it is. You're just exploring. You're figuring things out. You're doing new things. You're challenging yourself. You're putting yourself to the test. And again and again, you'll build this sort of trust where it's like you will bet on yourself for anything, any sort of challenge, any sort of problem you may face. It's like I started beating the problems. I started beating the problems. Any challenge that came my way recently, as I am this new person, I continue to grow and prosper and become more of who I am. And it's like, I've always taken the challenges now. What's stopping me? Nothing now. Everything is yours now. Everything is yours. So, with that being said, it's like, if you're lost again, you don't know where to start, or go, start with just asking yourself, sitting with yourself. Ask yourself, be genuine with yourself, like, okay, am I doing what I want now? Am I doing what I want now? And if no, that just means there's a lot more out there for you. That just means you're gonna have to bump your head a few times, try new things out, whether it's, hobbies, a job, school, any sort of thing like that. It's like you're for sure gonna bump your head, as it's a new experience. It's something new. It's bound to happen. So, take that forward, run with it, run with the challenge. Not run away, but run towards the challenge, as you'll grow and prosper, and you'll believe in yourself more and more. Every single time a conflict or a challenge is thrown your way, you'll face it, and you'll start to see the path that lies before you. You'll start to see the path that you've set for yourself, as it's like, you know yourself better than anyone at that point. So it's like, you decide what you want to do with the knowledge you've gained, the experiences you've had. Okay, this is where I want to go, and set it. It's a goal, and you just constantly move in that direction. Don't just do things that seem like you're being productive, but reality is you're just walking in place. It's like, know what you want and achieve it. But with that being said, I want to just end it off there. Thank you for listening if you made it this far. Much love to you, and hopefully, everything turns out well. Everything will turn out well, but thank you for listening. Thank you. See ya.